fan off a hot engine, you know. We on?
We are on.
What's up, YouTubes? All of y'all's. It's good to be here.
Gosh, what is my computer doing? No.
It's not cooperating.
It just freaking froze. My computer's been a little weird lately. Like nothing, like it's not responding. Hold on.
Sweet land of liberty. Did you go with Derek to the comic thing on Sunday? Did you and Derek do the Shrine show? Okay,
I'm not gonna. That's too great a risk.
Well, I don't know.
I could because it's not like I sold anything last time.
It's true,
and it's 2 less people.
Because Andrew can do it either. Well, I do want to do it again. It's just been crazy.
I think you said the next one's in August.
I think so.
Check 1.
Check 2. Check 3.
Check 1.
Check 2. Sounds good.
Why doesn't my start thing like? Oh, what the frick? If I do it once, then it doesn't pop up again. Like, what is it doing right now?
Well, it's going.
Now it's going. It was this sputter. I don't know. Computers. I do know I'm bringing my MacBook home from the summer so I can use that.
That's cool.
Like when I'm on the couch.
Yeah. You don't have to come all the way over here.
Yeah. It's going to be great. Can type things.
Yeah.
Because I want it so that when we're watching wrestling, so we can talk about on the wrestling show.
Well, can't you can like take it to conventions and such too.
And also for recording purposes. Yeah. But we also got this guy.
True.
And
all
I still, because I was looking at my wish list, because I still got the full size one, because it has I still would like the one that has the
jacks,
mics, because then we could actually have microphones.
Yeah, but it's cool for now, though.
Yeah. I mean, this one, I guess we could, because it's got an in.
Yeah.
But then you have to get like multiple different cables.
Yeah. I mean, I have those, but I don't know if that would be any better than just using it.
Oh no, I opened mine just out of habit.
Well, it's on YouTube.
Well, we gotta record.
You've tasted it though.
Yeah, so we gotta record you taste it.
Yes, because this will be the first time in what, like 20 years or something.
Well, I mean, they took it.
Can right?
Never. I don't think they had cans.
I don't think so.
But I haven't. The boxes aren't anywhere like on the West Coast.
Yeah, just
because if you go to the store, well, in the cans you have to get online.
Oh, okay. So you've only gotten the cans and you haven't gotten the boxes, which is like that's how they were.
Yeah, but eventually I'm like, I don't know, and then it's like they're all like, oh, I think they're just doing this whole like create demand.
This one feels silly like that though, like.
Well, at least like it was easy to get on Amazon. And
better than
cheap.
Some of the other things.
It was $7.50 for a 12-pack.
You just think though, like they would do it like a normal product tie-in.
I know, but apparently, like I don't know, it was stupid.
Because Ecto Cooler was out for a long time. It wasn't like just when the movie
it came out in '89 for Ghostbusters 2.
Yeah, but then it was out for a while.
And then it was then they changed the name in like '96.
What was it changed?
There was something Tangerine.
Oh, okay.
And then it was off the market. I know it was something like, I think that might be the timeline. Because it was around like for a while.
Okay, while you're Googling this, I have to ask a question too. I read something online today, which I don't know if you can verify or if you have any information about. But is it true that the Disney Black Cauldron movie was then adapted into Gummy Bears and some of the characters are like crossovered and stuff?
What?
Someone wrote this.
That doesn't make any sense.
That like they changed the names, but the character animations and stuff are the same as a bunch of the characters from like Gummy Bear from that to Gummy Bears. because they
Like
just
this in Black Cauldron.
the Black Cauldron characters were reused animation and like
In
stuff
Gummy
were
Bears?
reused in Gummy Bears, but with like different names, but the same character animation.
For what characters?
Like the Prince. Well, it would be Terran and Ilanwi, and then I guess
I
little,
mean,
like,
they did a
Goblin
lot
guy.
of that.
I
Disney
know
did do
they
a lot
did
of
stuff
that
like that. So I'm super curious
in that era.
But I haven't like gone back
Because
and
like
looked at Gummy
going back,
Bears.
they started doing that in Jungle Book.
Oh yeah, with like all the Robin Hood stuff,
And then like in Robin, like a bunch of movies they started.
Yeah.
Aristocats.
Yeah.
Like a bunch of movies, like starting in like the late 60s, like going into like especially in the 70s, they recycled.
Well, so the story that they were saying is that because Black Cauldron was like a failure, in order to recoup some of their costs, they reused a lot of the animation and character design and stuff.
Where did you read that?
On an Amazon forum about the Black Cauldron DVD.
That sounds like somebody could just be making all that
that's
up.
why I was asking if there's any reality to that.
There's this thing called you could look that up.
Well, I just read it, like, because I was looking at stuff to buy for Janelle.
Now I have to look it up.
I was looking at stuff to buy for Janelle, and then like I stumbled across the Black Cauldron DVDs, and I was comparing the different releases for whatever reason, and there was forums about it. See right there, Black Cauldron and Gummy Bears.
This is like a wikia. Like none of this. What if I just looked up Gummy Bears?
It's Gummi is how they spelled the Disney one.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, you're right. Probably.
Well,
somebody trademark.
I don't know. Remember the whole like story that we heard? That was like the craziest thing about.
What? Corrected.
Wikipedia.
So I feel like this. Man, this is like a crazy Wikipedia article. This is like crazy. Somebody wrote all this.
That's some insane detail.
Ooh, then there's like a list of episodes. Come on, I mean,
we'll just find like Control
Legacy.
F. Find about it.
There's nothing in here about that. They do talk about the motorboat cruise.
Yeah,
I went on that.
I did too. Oh, the Disney afternoon was so fantastic. Wait, just Control F. See if there's any like Black Cauldron in there. Nope.
Well, that's Wikipedia. I feel like I don't know.
What's this here? Black Cauldron.
This is like an old
Cabin versus Terran.
Well, this is saying they kind of look alike.
Oh, but it doesn't have like the pictures
that
actually.
It's because it's
Toad War versus. Okay, but now we need to like. That does seem like. Black Cauldron.
Trivia. Cost $25 million.
Yeah.
That's a lot. That's like $1985 too.
Well, it's because they did
the CGI.
CGI, yeah.
This is again us. Like
it's pre-show. Some of the film settings, aesthetics, and character designs were recycled in the creation of the Gummy Bears. Citation needed.
See, I feel like this is something that's gotten.
All right, just look at the character. Just look at a picture of the character from the Gummy Bears.
What character?
Like the main guy, Cad Davin, Gummy Bears characters. Like the main like Prince guy.
I'm just gonna see if I can find some more stuff. Gummy Bears TV show characters.
This is just like do an image. Look at them there.
No, they're bears.
Well, no, there's like people in it though.
Oh, the people.
Yeah, it's the people characters. Like, yeah. Okay, where's the
like that guy?
Okay, so no, this guy right here is like the Black Cauldron little crawly guy. Now look at the Black Cauldron crawly guy.
This is way too.
Look, the princess does look like Ilanwi.
Okay, I mean maybe.
Where's the prince? But
they didn't have all the. They probably just took. I mean, they Do you think? I mean, they might have just taken the character design.
Oh,
but
look at that.
They don't have all that animated. I mean, that's Terran.
That's yeah.
But that's not a.
That's not the real thing, though. Oh, right there.
I mean, it's kind of Terran with brown hair.
Yeah, it totally is.
But they couldn't possibly have. They've had to have made some new animations.
Well, I'm sure they did, but you know, like reusing some of it gives you a head start. But if you look at that Crawley guy, like that guy, and then look at the Crawley guy and
Black Cauldron Crawley guy.
Just put Black Cauldron characters.
Disney characters.
And look at those images, and you can compare. Okay, what's the Crawley guy? He wasn't in the book. That's why I don't know his name.
I mean, I guess.
Okay, but so you can see, especially the princess. Yeah, that's like very, very similar. And they came out like the following year. This guy right there. See, look at that guy.
That's like exactly.
And then and then the other guy. I mean, where did he go? Green guy. No. Where was he?
That guy. I mean, it's not that.
Well, but another angle on him though. I don't know. I mean, maybe that one's a little bit bigger stretch, but it's still a pretty like similar type character.
Yeah, I mean, similar.
And then look at that. I mean, look at that kid, and then look at Terran.
That's the same.
I mean, well, look, like certain angles of it.
He's way younger,
but it's still like.
Yeah, I guess
there's some striking similarities.
There's similarities, but that doesn't mean they reused animation.
Okay, look at the princess there.
I'm saying that's. I just don't know if they.
I don't know. It's just as interesting.
It just seems like a lot of there's no actual like sources.
Well, if nothing else, it certainly borrows from some of the aesthetics.
Oh yeah, sure.
Because why was it set in that time period anyway?
Why was anything about that
makes no
show?
sense whatsoever.
Yeah, but hold on. The time frame there is like. They started at the same time though.
Gummy Bears was 1985.
Black Cauldron's 85.
Yeah, but Black Cauldron would have been worked on longer, like
Black
earlier.
Cauldron, but Gummy Bears that takes like a year.
Yeah, Black Cauldron probably took longer.
I mean, I still think there's not enough time in between.
Like, when did like Black Cauldron come out? Like what month?
Yeah, but even then, like that's still there would have been overlapping production.
Well, so maybe that's exactly what it was.
Like,
maybe
but that seems like a lot of work.
I don't know.
It's possible.
It's possible.
Again,
we may never know.
Well,
we should have asked that guy.
What guy?
But the guy that was talking about that story. Remember at the panel when he was telling about how Michael Eisner told him like, "There kids like gummy bears." At Long Beach Comic Con. Remember? We went to that animation. One of the guys that were talking about gargoyles and all the other stuff, and he was telling us about like how he started gummy bears. And Michael Eisner called him over to his house, and he's like, "My kid likes gummy bears. Make a show about that." He's like, okay, and then they did. It was nuts.
The gargoyles guy?
Yeah. I forgot about the gummy bear story.
That was the same. That was a little while ago. So 1989. And then in 1997, Slimer left the box. And in 2001, it was renamed Orange Tangerine. And then Orange Tangerine. And in 2006, in 2007, 2006, it was renamed Crazy Citrus Cooler, and that only lasted a year. But it was around up through 2007.
See, I probably wasn't drinking High C very much at that point.
No. I don't think I had it. Like, I don't know if I ever had Shoutin' Orange Tangerine.
Yeah.
Because that would have been like 2001. But there was still Ecto Cooler like when we were in high school.
Yeah.
I remember that.
It says he left the box sometime around 97, but it was not discontinued until 2001. Yeah. Like when we were in college.
Still get Ecto Cooler.
But again, I don't think I ever did. I didn't go buy High C.
See if they've updated. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we should probably start for real.
So yeah, you can get Amazon.
Have you gone to Walmart? Oh, it's coming.
It's like on their website though. It's
okay.
No, I guess this is coming soon. Yeah, buy online. The cans you can only get online. That's what it says. Huh. I think, unless you can go to it's their website, or you go to restocking. But Amazon is like continuous. Yeah, but look at these stores. This is all like Midwest and East Coast stores.
Yeah, I've seen some of those, but not in California.
Pick and Save is in Wisconsin.
It used to be out here.
No, that's a different Pick and Save.
Pick and Save?
It's not like, because Pick and Save was like Big Lots.
Right.
No, this is like a grocery. It's just a straight up grocery store.
I've seen some of those not in California. But
Hy-Vee, like that's Midwest. Yeah. Like Price Chopper, Cops. That's another. I know we had those in Wisconsin.
Never heard of that.
But I've never. Cub. These are all like Midwest. There's no like West Coast stores.
Buy them at your local theater.
Yeah, Cinemark. That's where Mark Ariano ended up getting his can. It's cans,
but not boxes. Huh?
Yeah. Huh. Yeah, that's where Mark ended up getting his.
Interesting.
Yeah, the boxes. Nobody I know in California has seen these boxes. And Dinosaur Dracula went on like this crazy epic quest to get the boxes. No, he got them.
Oh, okay.
But he's like in New Jersey.
Right.
So he actually found them, but they made a whole podcast about their quest for the boxes.
I'm very excited to try it.
But it doesn't, and also it's kind of a bummer that it doesn't have Slimer in it. And we know that Slimer's in the movie.
Yeah. It does have slime.
It has slime. And the cans are cool because they like change color.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like how do they change color?
When they're cold, they're one color. And when they're warm, they're another color. That's so much sugar.
Yeah, this is definitely the most carbs and sugar I've had in a long time.
Like, that's a lot of carbs and sugar.
Yeah. It's pretty much just sugar in a can.
But it has 100% vitamin C.
Yeah. I'm starting to wonder as an adult, like, how much that means.
Dude, how much of this stuff, and you think about how much of this stuff you drank.
Yeah. Oh.
Just pure sugar water. Like, and those fruit stands, like like those were like even
totally just sugar water. Yep.
Fruit stands. Those are gone, right? They don't make those.
I think so.
I haven't seen
At least like the brand name.
Because then there's like all kinds of different like bug juice. And,
yeah.
But actual fruit stand. I love those.
Yep.
That was like, if I couldn't have a Squeeze It,
next best
take
thing.
a fruit stand any day.
I did love Squeeze Its though.
Squeeze Its were the greatest.
Oh. And they're so smart. Because really, what was a Squeeze It? Just a plastic bottle. You can squeeze any plastic bottle.
Because it was like, I think it was the squeezing of the bottle and also pretending that it was soda.
Yeah, because it was shaped like a soda bottle, but it was the same like sugar water as in any other fruit juice box or whatever. But you got to squeeze it,
and then when I remember they almost outlawed Capri because they outlawed Squeeze-Its.
Yeah.
And then I remember they almost outlawed Capri Suns, but then I think parents complained because once the Squeeze-Its were done, then we figured out that, like, you know, I'm sure everybody figured this out at some point. When you figure out that you can stomp on the Capri Sun, and it'll make a like pop.
Yep.
Or you can spray it everywhere.
You can spray them out. You can like
turn them into squirt guns.
Yeah,
easily. You totally did that.
Even you can like fill them up, like they look like they're full, but there's just enough to like spray at someone.
And then you get like just the spray, and then you can like, but then also just stomping on them. Then because you hear people just bow, 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 bow.
Yeah.
Like,
and then you have the younger kids. It's an issue because they can't get the straws. The teachers have to come around and do that. So it's just a mess all over the place. My kids love them though.
It's great.
Yeah.
Well, now they have everything in a pouch. You can get cool jammers.
Well, they're better than the boxes because the box for kids, like
with the straw. Well, I remember
once you, like, squeeze it, you're
having tons of difficulty. With juice boxes.
I liked them as a kid, but it is not easy as a parent to give those out.
Because I remember going to soccer games, just like that, or like Little League.
And then if you were cool with Capri Suns, you pop the hole in the bottom. Yep. Oh, you do it to the hole at the top, loser.
Well, also, the bottom is actually a lot easier.
It makes more sense, too. Because you have to, like, catch the top.
Yeah, the whole
like
thing, you have to do it at, like, the exact angle.
Yeah.
And if you
do it wrong, it'll go right through.
Yeah, and that's, like, the worst.
Yeah.
Because then you just got to, like, put the whole thing in your mouth.
Yeah, just suck it out the top of the bag. Yeah. Oh, Capri Suns.
Isn't there a Capri Sun song?
Probably. I know the High C song. High C, when it's up to me.
At first, I thought that was the Capri Sun song, and I'm like, no, that's not right.
High C.
So I'm like, Capri Sun,
when it's
up having fun.
It
No, that's
probably
a High
was.
C
It
song.
probably was a having fun something.
But then I like, and then I kind of mixed that up with like the Juicy Fruit commercial.
Juicy fruit is gonna move ya. It juices
And
out.
then there was
It
like
gets right to ya.
the Skittles, Juice is loose. The Juice is
Juice
loose
is
song.
loose. But wait,
No, it was like
it's not that though.
doesn't that? It wasn't
Heat is on.
No,
That's what I'm saying. The juice is loose.
But they all had
It's
those
all the
like
same dumb
jingles.
thing. And half of them were like a popular song, but just twisted a little bit.
We already
Or
talked
some
about
of them were
Golden
right,
Grams.
Golden Grams.
Golden Grams. What I like about nuts.
You could play all day. You could go up, down. all
They
around,
were.
in
What
and
if like
out,
when?
in and
What if like when they were here for the Ukaipa Music Arts Festival, you're like, can you play the
Do
Knott's Berry
the
Farm
Knott's
version? They're like, we didn't do that. That was Charlie Brown. Like, do it.
Do the Knots one.
What I like about Knots.
You could play all day.
Because it was Charlie Brown.
Right.
That was like when Kingdom of the Dinosaurs came out. Which, like, that was like a genius thing for a while. Because, like, as a kid, like, there's nothing better than dinosaurs.
Yeah. That was
like
the
that,
greatest thing.
So it's like, the dinosaur part of the train ride at Disneyland. Imagine a whole ride of that.
Exactly.
Here you go, kids. So it was awesome. And then as soon as you hit that magical age point where dinosaurs like aren't that big a deal anymore, and then you're like, this is the dumbest ride ever.
Well, also when they're you realize their animatronics are not quite as good as the ones on the train that were made in like the 60s.
Yeah.
You're like, wait, why are those better than these?
Yeah.
Because it was like The best part of King of the Dinosaurs though was the like frozen caveman in the ice. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Which I don't know if that made any sense, like timeline or whatever, but It didn't matter. Because you were back in time. And I remember you walk up the ramp and it was like back 10 million years. You remember what it was before King of the Dinosaurs? The Berry Tales?
Was it that Berry Tales ride?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to love that.
Ride.
I was kind of bummed when they took it out, but then when it was dinosaurs, I'm like, okay, I'll take that. That's a fair trade-off. And then they moved all the Berry Tales stuff to the Playhouse Theater in Camp Snoopy, but I think that's all gone now, right?
I don't know.
Pretty sure.
I'm not a kid. Can't go in there.
Or maybe, because I think maybe they moved it to like Snoopy stuff, but I don't even think
like
that's
in like
there.
a tree or some weird thing, and you like went in there. I don't know. Maybe I'm getting all my theme parks mixed up.
Tree.
I'm thinking about that place. I went to this crazy theme. There's this crazy theme park in Minnesota. I talk about a lot. The Paul Bunyan Fun Park.
Oh yeah.
There was some weird rides in there, man. I swear there was a walkthrough like haunted house where there was like secret passageways and stuff.
It's very possible.
And I remember I got lost in it. And like I can't imagine. Like I want to go back because I remember there was like a secret passageway and I don't know. It was just nuts. And like you had to go behind a fireplace, and then there's like different walkways, and like people were just walking around, and there was like a walkthrough weird maze thing. And I'm like, what the frick was that? And I was like super scared. And then I went. There was like some other haunted house ones that I wouldn't even go in because I was terrified, and my brother wouldn't go. And like I'm like, oh my gosh, it like sounds like. And
How
it's still,
cool was that?
I don't know because like the park's still there, but I don't know if all those weird rides are still there. Like,
there.
Who knows?
I did get confirmation from my mom. I was talking about.
There's a new zoo. They're building a new zoo in Big Bear.
Oh,
they're moving to a new, maybe bigger.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. Says they're moving the zoo.
So I got confirmation about the Chuck E. Cheese that had the like rooms under the stage you could go in.
Where was this?
Like, it was somewhere up in Northern California. It was on a vacation.
Because I went. There was a crazy Chuck E. Cheese near Concord, like this was
it might have been.
I don't know, but I don't ever remember doing like the under the stage thing.
Yeah.
But this one did have they had multiple rooms, and there was a room where there was like a chicken lady, like, and she had her own stage, and it was like a whole separate room, and she had her own stage. And then this one, and it was a big one where there was like the stage ones, and there was guys on the sides.
Okay.
Is it ringing any bells? So tell me what your mom said.
So this one, what I remembered, and she confirmed it, there was like rooms under the stage. So the stage was raised, and it was like kid height, so like a parent could go in, but they'd have to kind of crawl in. And it was like those old, like a kid, like a science museum, or what do you call them, like a kid museum, where you'd be in a dark room and a light would flash and it would make your shadow outline on the wall. What was that? And why don't we have those now? Because
they have them at Kid Museum.
But we've taken the kids to some.
What about the Reuben H. Fleet Science Center at Balboa Park? I feel like they had that there.
But like a lot.
What about the San Diego? Oh, now that the old San Diego Children's Museum is gone, but now they have a way bigger one. It's like downtown because they do stuff for Comic-Con there.
Because none of the ones we've gone to.
Maybe they found out that was. What if it was like an X-ray
or something? Because it was something you remember.
It would leave your shadow on the wall. There's no way that was like
whatever was in those things.
I don't know. This probably wasn't safe.
So this Chuck E. Cheese, you could go under the stage, and there was rooms under there, and they had a couple of these rooms where you do the light. At Chuck E. Cheese. I'm like, Mom, am I imagining
Was it Chuck E. Cheese?
It was Chuck E. Cheese.
So it wasn't. This was like
Showbiz or Showbiz. No, it was.
No, but there was a period where there was both.
There was both for a while because we had a Showbiz and a Chuck E. Cheese by my grandparents' house for a while.
We only had a Showbiz, and then it became a Chuck E. Cheese.
So
because the Showbiz is the one with the gorilla and Billy Bob.
Right. So yesterday, when my mom was watching the kids, we came home and she had taken that we met her at Chuck E. Cheese to pick up the kids because she had taken. We haven't gone there in years. The kids don't usually.
Where is the Chuck E. Cheese?
It's out by Hospitality Lane, kind of by the Sam's Club over there.
Is it like a super shady Chuck E. Cheese?
I mean, it's kind of like how Chuck E. Cheese's are.
Aren't all Chuck E. Cheese's now?
Because like a whole softball team had just won a championship. The place is like packed. But they only have Chucky. Like there's no other animatronics. It's just like Chucky and a bunch of TV screens.
What?
No band.
Wasn't because there was another band that came later.
They had the Chuck E. Cheese band.
Yeah.
But there's just Chuck E. Cheese now.
What's up with that?
I don't know. I don't know if it's all of them.
Maybe kids like don't care about animatronics.
Well, yeah, they wanted to play the games and stuff. And their like ticket prizes compared to even like John's Grill Pizza or other places like weak. Our
Chuck E. Cheese has always had weak prizes.
Like our kids played a bunch. Plus, I found a whole bunch of tickets, so we turned in like 50 of them, and they were able to get like a little thin rubber bracelet each.
It's better than those boardwalk prizes.
I don't know. At least the tissues are useful. At least the tissues are tissues.
We gotta get going, man. We're gonna be
like
going forever.
We are.
I can't do this again. I only slept like 4 hours last night.
Timer. It's remembered.
I'm gonna register you.
Timer.
I mean, the guy didn't make it. He wants to get paid, but I mean, like, not paying for a timer.
No, we have not started.
I know. Ugh.
We should have.
It's bad.
It's good pre-show.
No, I'm tired.
I know. Well, we get started.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Radio BrendoMan. I'm Brendan Creasy.
And I'm Phil Vecchio.
And we are holding in our hands something we've waited many years. Apparently not as many years as, because like, there was Ecto Cooler up until 2007.
Yeah, well,
but it was a different name
until 2001.
Even 2001, it was still called Ecto Cooler. But I guess at some point you just stopped drinking juice.
Yeah, I wasn't drinking High C a lot in college. I guess
I don't think I ever drank. I think I stopped drinking. Even when I went to, because when I was in high school,
yeah, I bought a soda.
Yeah,
that's what I had in high school. Real healthy.
Like I think I might have had Capri Suns like in junior high. But I feel like I'm
pretty sure junior high I probably did.
I definitely outgrew like the box. I think at some point it was not cool to have a box juice. A pouch was permitted.
Yeah, that was like the tail end of the juices that you were allowed to have, though.
But then in high school, like absolutely no juice.
It was just kind of a like unspoken rule. It's not like someone ever laid out this rule, but nobody drank juice pouches, and I mean certainly not boxes.
Yeah,
I don't know. Josh says he's never had Ecto Cooler.
I missed it completely as a kid.
I mean, I know I had it at least a couple times. I didn't have it like all the time.
Drank it a lot.
You had it a lot.
Especially during summer. Like my favorite was like summer when we go to the farm and we got to pick whatever juices we wanted for like the road trip.
Ecto Cooler was it?
And Ecto Cooler. All like just drink. I remember drinking Ecto Cooler like the whole way. Ecto Cooler. And I mean, I've said this a million times, but it was like Ecto Cooler, and then like the Sunkist like fruit nibs,
Yeah.
like those old school fruit snacks. Later on, like Fruit Sharks.
I love Fruit Sharks.
Have you seen the Shark Week donut at 7-Eleven?
I mean, I
It's
haven't
like a blue
gotten it,
donut
but
with
I've
a gummy
seen it.
shark on
Yeah.
top of it. It
Yeah.
kind of looks amazing. Have you had the Slurpee donut?
Nope.
It's really good.
I have not. Again,
It
I've
tastes
been
like Slurpee.
when I
in
drink
donut
this on the
form.
show tonight. This will be the first
I'm
carbs I've
corrupting
had
you.
in forever. Janelle's like, you can't cheat on
Ecto Cooler.
I'm like, I have to.
It's Ecto Cooler.
This might be my only chance.
Well, there's plenty of chances. I mean, okay, so here's the thing. It was totally available.
I feel like it was like it's not like it is now.
It was like in every store. It was all over the place.
I mean, I don't know
it's
that.
It's not like this crazy limited release they're doing. But also, like we looked at the nutritional. This stuff is not good for you.
No. Well,
like it's pure. It has more sugar than like a can of Coke.
Yeah.
Because I think Coke has like 30 grams.
Well, the other thing too is that
this has 41 grams of sugar in it.
The late 80s was a glory time of product tie-ins. So, yes, Ecto Cooler is there, but there were probably 30 other options of movie tie-in things. So, now we're getting it and it's a big deal. But back then it was just one of...
This has more sugar than
Teenage
soda,
Ninja Turtles stuff.
But this seriously has more sugar.
Oh, it's insane. I'm probably going to gain 10 pounds just by drinking this tonight.
You're fine. Well, I bought 2 cases.
I know. But
because I didn't know. Because like with Surge, it was like, you can't get it now.
Right.
So I was a little concerned. But then I was like, you can, because at first I'm like, you can't order this stuff. It would like you put it in your cart and it was gone. But then like, then I just like, Brian Jessness posted, I think somebody posted that you just refresh.
And then it goes
like, and I don't know. No, not Brian. Brian got it recently. It was Dino Dracula. Posted that you just have to keep refreshing and it just will, like, it'll pop back up that it's in stock. So I don't know what's going on. I think Amazon is just like shoving this stuff out the door. And so I put in 2 cases and got them, and then I ordered some for Derek because he didn't have Amazon Prime. And so that's why because in order to get the Ecto Cooler, it's a Prime Pantry product.
Oh yeah.
So you have to have Prime, but you can get, it's a super good deal because it's a flat rate for shipping. And you can, so like to fill a box. So if you want to, you can, in one box, you can fit like 4 cases for the same shipping price. I only got 2 because I'm like, how much of this stuff do I need? Because
we've done Pantry though. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So it's a Prime Pantry item.
So we got our plug for Prime right there. If you want to get your free 30-day
trial. I've been putting it out there. I was like, hey, if you want Ecto Cooler and you're not quite ready to commit to that Prime, you can just get a free trial. A 30-day free trial.
RadioBrendo.com. Click the Prime link.
Yes.
We did that out of order. That's crazy.
I know, but it was just the opportunity. So, hey, drink.
So I'm going to crack it open. Now, as I'm mentioning this, talking about like weight loss, I won the weight loss contest. We had our weigh-in this last week.
Hey, celebration.
So this is my celebration. 41 grams of sugar here.
So much sugar.
I'm gonna get insta diabetes right now.
41. Like if I like measured out 41 grams of sugar.
All right, here we go.
That's so much sugar.
It's got a good bouquet, tangerine.
It's orange tangerine, man. This is like, I'm glad that I finally have vindication. Because there's all these stupid they claim to be Ghostbusters fans, and they all have Ecto Cooler recipes, and every single one has lemonade in it. I'm like, there are no lemons in Ecto Cooler.
That's definitely correct.
Orange tangerine, it's on the thing.
Yeah.
And that's why I found an old box, like a scan, and it said orange tangerine juice. I'm like, all right, it's not gonna be perfect because you don't have those like tons of sugar and whatever other chemicals that I see it putting in. But it's basically orange tangerine juice and then I wasn't going to add like as much
41
sugar,
grams of
but
sugar.
I added a little bit of sugar.
Yeah.
And but because the only orange tangerine juice I found was diet, it wasn't perfect. But I'm telling you, mine was pretty close. And now that Simply Juice does make orange tangerine juice, I could totally make Ecto Cooler. And it's great. It tastes exactly the way I remembered it.
It's good. Well, thank you for procuring this for me. And I get to celebrate. So I I won't. I'm not going to go into the great detail. I'll tell more details about it on Mandarin Orange Show. But my total weight loss since May 15th of last year, I think it's 15th or 14th of last year, I'm down to approximately 55 pounds.
Dang, man.
So yeah,
Doing
and
real good.
I've already gone down a little bit since our weigh-in. We're doing our next round going forward because the idea is if we keep doing it, then eventually we'll hit that goal weight. My next goal, like now that I've gone past that 50-pound mark, my next goal is for when I weigh in on the Wii Fit on the Wii U, that when it goes in, it shows you that it does not ping out at the top of obese. I'd like to be somewhere in the middle of obese. That's my next goal. Once it does that, then I'm going to go for overweight. And when I hit overweight, that is going to be a big celebration. Those things are not. It's because it tells me based on their BMI.
Aren't those standards like?
It says that my goal weight should be 120 pounds.
I'm supposed to weigh
maybe 130.
The weight because I took like the Humana because we have that Humana program or whatever, and they had me do a test.
Yeah.
And I didn't do as bad as I thought I was gonna do, but then it told me that I should weigh this much based on my height, and I'm like, I've never weighed that. Like even when I was on Fen.
When I was in college and I was running like a couple miles a day, and I was working out in the gym, and I was a lifeguard, I weighed like somewhere around 180, 175, 180. At my height, like that was really good shape. And they're telling me I should be like 130 or something, 135. I don't know, whatever it is. I'm like, that's crazy. It was like when I was in junior high, I weighed that much. So anyway, I'm not worried about that. But as far as I'm concerned, if I can get down into the overweight category on there, I will be stoked. 55 pounds.
You can do it.
Now I'm gaining 10 back with some Ecto Cooler. Worth it. It's worth the extra exercise to burn that off.
Body can process all that.
Oh, yeah. That's good, though. It's really good. And Ghostbusters.
You could make your own orange tangerine juice from the orchard.
True. I could.
You can make your own orchard cooler.
Yeah. Because the sweet oranges we have in the back are kind of like tangerines. They're very similar in flavor.
Have you juiced any at all?
I've juiced. Juicing? We have done some. We've done apples.
Doesn't it take like a ton?
Yeah, I mean that's part of it. Is it's a lot of effort, and then you get like a little bit of juice, and you're like, okay. Then I put the pulp in the compost.
Make homemade Ecto Cooler.
Could definitely, and actually the oranges and the citrus stuff, you get the best juice ratio out. Like, we've done like the nectarines or the apricots, and those things you don't get very much juice out of. You might as well just eat those. But the citrus ones are really good for juicing. So
do you have tangerines?
They're not. They're sweet oranges, which are very, very similar in flavor.
What's the difference between a tangerine and a tangelo?
Again, they're just like varieties. Like it just has slight difference. It's like that's an orange.
Aren't those all genetically modified foods?
Well, technically, yes. Which is why, like that category.
Also,
that people
grapefruit
freak out about.
is
right.
because I'm like, show me where a grapefruit grows. Like if you've had grapefruit.
Like there's a lot of things that are technically genetically modified organisms.
Almost everything that we eat.
Right. So when people freak out about that, that's kind of ridiculous. Now, I'm not saying that like laboratory things and whatever, blah, 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 but that term, patenting. People don't know what that term means, and I think it's silly. Because if you're crossbreeding stuff, you've genetically modified it.
Yeah.
So anyway, people should read more, I guess.
All right.
Speaking of reading.
You had the Ecto Cooler.
Yes, it's fantastic. I'll be sipping on that.
I know you're gonna achieve all your goals.
I'm excited. It's been a good process, and it's been a lot of hard work, but it's not too bad. It's fun. It's fun when there's money on the line. So,
It's been super hot lately, though.
It's been gross hot. Although today wasn't too bad.
It's supposed to
get super hot again.
But then on Friday, it's supposed to be a little cooler.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I'm just like not.
Technically, we're heading into summer here, so
at least
it's time.
I could wear shorts at school this week.
That's cool.
I asked them, I'm like, can I just wear normal clothes because it's gonna be hot and there's nobody here and I'm gonna be working and
they're like
walking around. So like, sure,
cool.
I don't care. There's seriously like 5 people in campus right now. I'll talk about that.
So you have like 3 days left.
3 days,
and then you're on vacation
for a month.
Yeah.
I'm trying to. I want to like actually do stuff. So I'm like, all right, I'll go hang out with Derek and like whatever. But then I'm like, I want like a good solid week of like nothing.
Just nothing.
Just like
but it's
nothing.
gonna feel so much better than a week of
it's
nothing
like
with no job.
It's an earned week of it's earned. But I don't know. I'm gonna try and I got some other things planned to talk about. But
cool.
We do have some mail.
We do some reader mail.
Yeah, we got one from Craig from the Res because last week we were talking with Josh about Monster Factory.
Yes.
So Craig chimes in and he says, "Well, not that I watched the show." So he doesn't watch the show?
Maybe
but
not.
It is frickin' Griffin and Justin McElroy from My Brother, and Me, and other great podcasts. They were at the LA Podcast Festival.
McElroy.
McElroy. Okay.
All right, yeah, we got confirmation. McElroy.
Okay.
That's how you say it. All right.
Love all their stuff. Special shout out to Sawbones, a medical history show with Justin and his wife. His wife is a medical doctor. Medical history show.
Cool. So that's cool. Good. Josh in the chat here is confirming that my brother and me is amazing.
Is a big fan.
All right. Well, that's cool. Other McElroy fans out there. Yeah, well, it's good to hear from Craig from the Res again.
Yeah.
So glad you're back.
At first, I thought it was a spam email because it was like tax time. Because that's like
because it's tax, yeah.
And then I was like, oh, it's Craig.
Yeah.
Because at first I wasn't even going to open it because it's like tax time. But then it said Monster Factory. So I'm like, what?
That's weird. Oh, okay, yeah. That's good.
Anonymous from Canada writes in,
hello.
I can't believe that you could have been at Fullerton College when literally my favorite album of all time was recorded. In 1999, they recorded Piranha. This is the Fullerton College Jazz Band, which they are very well known. Because I remember, do you ever go to Steamers?
Yeah, the coffee shop.
Yeah, there was always. I remember seeing some jazz groups
right.
from Fullerton College. Maybe not the jazz band, but like some jazz. Because it was a lot more like it was like jazz and other things and.
So the Fullerton College Jazz Band had an album called Piranha
in 1999,
which is his favorite band of all time.
That is when
we were
sounded pretty cool.
We were at Biola at that time.
I almost went to Fullerton College. I was there, yeah. We were all around there, yeah. I listened to that whole album start to finish. I'd estimate at plus 200 times. It's a lot of times.
Yeah, many times.
I literally own 2 copies, so one could stay in the truck. Really likes jazz.
Yeah.
We do know, isn't he a music teacher?
Yes, band. We were talking about that on Mandarin Orange Show because
he's a frequent writer.
He's a frequent writer there and writer-inner. And I've sub many band classes that were quite miserable. So
I listened to it I listened to it to and from school almost every day of grade 12. I priced out moving to the area. Wow, moving to Fullerton from Canada.
Just because of the jazz program. Then.
So I could go to Fullerton because of the amazing jazz program that existed there at the time. I would have started 2006, so I'd have missed you in that alternate universe.
Although I was still living...
We're living in the area. I was living in Fullerton in 2006.
And I was living in La Habra.
I lived right down the street from Fullerton College for a while.
So you would have still been in that universe, on the edge of that universe. That's cool.
Now I'm thinking about this Mexican food place right by there. Taqueria de Landa.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Now I'm thinking about that video store right there by John's house. You remember that one? Yeah. It was $1, and then they try to say we never returned our movie.
Oh my gosh.
And we did, and they're like,
that was a freaking nightmare.
We're like, no, we're not gonna. They're like, you can't rent here anymore. Then we're like, all right, fine. We won't rent here anymore then. And we just because I'm like, we returned the movie. No, we never got it back, and they wanted us to pay like $30. And the whole reason we went there was $1 a day rental. Man, Redbox has just destroyed all that.
I was thinking about, because I read this article about Blockbuster Video, and then it made me remember all the fun times I had working at the video store that I worked at. And I don't know, man, it was like a sweet thing. I mean, if you're gonna work a crappy, low-paying job, video store was definitely, and also just the getting to watch, because you could get the new releases before, like the weekend before we put them on the shelves, and that's when we could watch them, because then you couldn't watch them for like a month after.
Right.
And then it was so we could get those, and then you just watch. I watched every new video that came out, even if if anything remotely, and also so you could talk about it a little bit. And
you want to be able to communicate with people.
Like if somebody, because that was like at this big, it was like direct to video was like really happening, so you had to be able to be like, yeah, you probably that's bad. Like you don't want to watch that. Like just a lot of bad movies are coming out.
The Transmorphers or whatever.
And then we got like, but then from the catalog titles, it was like unlimited. So I watched so many. I'm just always having like stacks. And then video games. I already told about this where there were certain video games that I'd have like permanently checked out.
Because you can.
Like, it's just like
video store.
So I got that game. I'm like, yeah.
I still want to bring our kids into the one in town just because they don't remember. We brought them into Blockbuster when they were kids, but they don't.
I've never been in there.
Just because there's
I want to see what's going on in there.
The memories I have of going in video stores as a kid, like I just loved it. It was the greatest thing.
Well, then I remember in the late 90s, especially going around with you to all the video stores that were closing.
Buying all the old ones.
I remember there was that one in La Habra that we went to like 5 because it just kept getting cheaper.
Well, the one over in Orange too. Remember by the car place?
And it just kept getting cheaper and cheaper and cheaper.
And that's how I got my closet full of videotapes.
We would like fill your trunk with VHS tapes.
They were selling them for like $0.25 a piece, and I'm like, I can't not take these all. That's probably why I'm wearing that right now.
At the height of your collection, not even exaggerating, you had an entire closet, floor to ceiling,
front to back, full of VHS tapes.
Like well over 1,000.
I'm sure of it. Yes, boxes and boxes when I would move it.
Completely insane.
Yeah, and I watched all of them at least once. Man, it was hard to get rid of those. And then when I finally, like, the bulk of the collection that I got rid of, I traded in at Lowe's, and I wound up getting, like, pennies. And it was, like, at the tail end of when they were even taking it. He's like, I don't know, man. Because I brought in, like, 5 boxes. Like, I'll take 2 today. I'll take 2 boxes, not 5. So then I come back, like, a little while later, a month later, and you take a couple more.
But they're, like, one of the last places that even takes, like, anything.
Well, they don't take them anymore.
And, I mean... Yeah, they don't take, but they still are one of the few places that even take like DVDs and give you a decent.
Yeah,
like it's getting hard to shovel off DVDs.
It's not easy to move them because I've tried, and we've gotten to this place where I have all these ones that I'm like, I'm ready to get rid of these, but then I might as well, like, I'm getting a penny for it, and if I sell it on Amazon, I won't get anything for it by the time I ship it.
Telling you, book off. There's one in Costa Mesa. We should like make a.
I need to make a run down there at some point because
I got stuff.
I mean, I have all these movies that I
in my experience, they've taken the most stuff and given you the most. I mean, Lowe's, they give you a decent amount of credit because I brought like a small amount of DVDs and I got like $25 Lowe's credit, but like Book Off pays you cash money and it's good prices.
Pretty good. If I can get $1 for each one, I would be like,
because I got good prices on books there too. Like, and they buy everything. They buy like weird electronics. Like I sold old phones and stuff there. Like
I need to go down there then.
They buy like comic books.
Should just take a whole load of stuff.
Like video games, and they give you way better prices than GameStop.
Well, the only time I've ever traded in a GameStop
is if they're having like a deal where you get like
super deal, and then I have games that I just can't get money for. So then I'll get $1 or something, and that's better than I could get somewhere else. But that's it. It's almost never worth it. Sometimes it's just easier to get rid of stuff.
I just can't believe how many people do it.
Well, and how many times have you been in a GameStop and you've heard someone bring in all their like stack of stuff, and they're like, "All right, we'll give you $10." And they're like, "What? This is worth hundreds of dollars," and you're like, dude,
what are you doing?
They're not going to give you hundreds. No, you give me that. I'm like, they're not going to give you money.
This is a pawn shop.
The person working at the counter is not like going to give you more money.
They're not authorized to do that, and they're not going to.
The best is I was in there one day.
My favorite thing, have you seen after Force Awakens, they did you get one portion.
Yeah.
And there's like a GameStop. The GameStop did that.
My favorite, though, is one day I was in a game. I think it was probably the one in Redlands. And this guy comes in, he's like, "You are not going to believe what I brought in here today." And they're like, "Okay."
Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah, he's got Final Fantasy VII on PlayStation. And they're like, "Cool, man." He's like, all right, I'll take my money. And they're like, we don't take PlayStation games anymore. And he's like, this is worth $200 easily, and I'd be willing to give it to you for $100. And they're like,
do you not know how to use eBay?
First of all, yeah, good. Go get that somewhere else because we don't take PlayStation. No, but you don't understand. This is with the original artwork. And they just like, he would not let up. And I'm like, oh my gosh, dude, I'm embarrassed for you right now. And I'd like to buy my game. Can you move, please?
There's all those articles going around about, like, even Mario posted
I saw
one
the
about
VHS
the
one.
And I'm like, first of all, if you actually dig into it, there is no consensus on whether or not those Black Diamond are even actually worth anything.
Yeah, well,
like,
all of those listings are eBay offer prices.
And it's like offer prices mean nothing. And like, yes, I've seen, if you look at sold, but the prices go all over the place.
Right.
And I think it's people speculating.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody's actually.
You know who paid that much for those? It's someone who saw one of those dumb lists and was like, oh, this is worth a lot and I can get it for only $50. That's the people that bought that.
I would say like 0.00001% of VHS tapes are worth any money at all. And it has to be like, we're talking like, I don't even know, like, but old Disney, like, because like, and then there's all this bull crap that it's like alternate cuts of movies. I'm like, no, none of that is true.
Maybe it's a really bad pan and scan or something.
Like, there was no copy of, because I keep reading this bull crap about like a VHS copy of Beauty and the Beast that has the song that they cut out of the movie, and then like these dumb articles and even the narrative rights saying they cut it out of the theatrical movie. No, they cut it out of the VHS, but it's in the. I'm like, that song was never in the theatrical movie, and they also didn't restore it. It wasn't even like showable until they restored it for the Blu-ray.
Right.
Everything you're saying right now is just complete BS.
I would venture to say that you might, like, Song of the South, maybe you could get $20 for, something like that, maybe.
Because there was still, even Song of the South, there was still tens of thousands, if not hundreds, of those tapes.
And how many people really want that tape?
Everybody that wants that tape has it. Yeah. And now they've got DVD, because it's almost all of his bootlegs anyway.
Right.
And that's the other thing, like, half of that, like, there's so much fakes out there that a whole market is just like I'm like, yeah, good luck with that. Like, get it. Like,
if you are interested in that, I've got some things that I can sell you for a lot. I
got
of money.
A lot of Disney clamshell movies that are worth.
My parents have, like, because my mom does the Big Bear buy and sell and trade thing, like the Facebook group, you know, where people swap stuff, and people are insane. Like, people will buy VHS movies for like $2 or $3 on there. That to me is insane.
And that's crazy.
But they're like, but they sell those clamshells all the time. Yeah. Black Diamond, blah blah blah. That's ridiculous. But even still, who's paying $3? I don't understand. Who is paying $3 for VHS tapes?
Somebody that really likes.
I guess
that's all they have. They never bought a DVD player. They don't own a computer.
I mean, even me. I mean, I have kept the tapes that I can't replace on DVD.
I have like 5,
and there's not many, but there's a few things that just will never be on DVD. Yeah. No one's ever going to put a DVD of the Beer Drinker's Guide to Fitness and Filmmaking. I probably have the only copy out there. That's probably it. I've never seen it come up on eBay, and I've looked for additional copies. I don't think any other exists. I probably have the filmmaker's copy of it, so I'm not going to get rid of that, but it's not worth anything. No one's going to pay me for that. Anyway. Yeah. VHS rant.
Like, I have my Star Wars tapes, but those don't sound like they're worth anything. I just keep them because just until
we get what we want.
It's like just preserve. Like, we're all keep. But you could go anywhere and buy those for like pennies.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They're not worth anything.
They made millions of those. So it's not like impossible.
And they're everywhere.
Yeah. Every yard sale you go to has some copies of it.
Yeah. So. But. One, they're mine, and like also like, but then like I just gotta preserve these. Like, every true, I don't want to be like truth, but every Star Wars fan, especially of our age, has a VHS set somewhere.
Right.
Because that's what
you do.
What you do. Because we gotta preserve it. Because maybe what if like the world like ended, like if the apocalypse happened and they never they were just some kind of big thing, big event. Yeah. Not that would be the we're really worried about, but. That's it. Like, we gotta preserve it.
It's cool, guys.
It's okay. Whatever happens.
Crisis averted.
I've got the original trilogy in its original format.
No special edition nonsense.
And then we can burn all the special editions.
Yeah. Well, in the apocalypse, that's the first thing to go. I'm pretty sure.
Burn them all, and let's raid Skywalker Ranch and
get the original.
The original. That was a South Park episode.
Yes. Yeah. All right. What else did Anonymous from Canada write? I think there's more to the letter. I think we cut off halfway.
All right. Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Please listen to some of the tracks. I did. Bop Brothers is fairly approachable without any knowledge of jazz. There are other Bop Brothers songs if you like Latin Vacation, Battle of the Bop Brothers, also performed by Fullerton College.
Was it approachable, would you say?
Yeah, I mean,
you were in band, so it's not like...
If you're into that, it's like, jazzy, big band.
Yeah.
Jazz.
It's cool. I did not see this before tonight, so I didn't get to listen to it.
I think we need some Crypt Creasy. That's a popsicle segment. Again, Brendo, tell us about your best and worst dates. Oh, jeez.
Well, might not get. Who knows when you get to do on a popsicle?
I talked to Derek today.
Oh yeah.
On it, yeah.
Good. Okay. It's in the works.
I guess.
All right.
As much. I mean, we don't know what's going on with
Thinking
Benson's
about being in the works
situation, but Benson's a busy guy, but he's finishing up work soon.
That's true.
But I don't know what he's doing for the summer. I think he has to get a summer job.
Well, maybe. So maybe we'll see something.
I don't even know. It's pure speculation on my part.
All right.
But what's not speculation is worst date is probably when I got tickets to what I thought was the premiere of Virgin Suicides, what they made it out to be, but then it was just like an advanced screening.
Okay.
And because it even said like dress up, and so we did, and like so I took this girl, and then like we dressed, and then like we get there and they're like, oh yeah, the theater's full. And then we ended up, I forgot what happened after that. And then I'm like, do you want to go see? And she's like, and then I'm like, let's go see another movie. And they gave us a ticket. But then she was like, I don't really want to see anything else. And I was like, and this is a Hollywood and Highlands. And we already drove up to here from Biola, and we paid for parking. So I'm like, all right, let's go to Johnny Rockets. And so we went to Johnny Rockets. And again, we're like wearing nice clothes, and like she had to tell she was. I'm like, oh, this is a disaster. And then I get, and then so already it's just, and then like leave, and then get out of the parking garage, and you remember my car in this state.
Yep.
The whole front end is just like destroyed.
Yep.
And I go to, and I'm like, what the frick happened to my car? And then the parking garage attendant comes over, he's like, oh yeah, somebody hit your car. I'm like, do you know who? Did you get the? They're like, no.
Yeah.
And I'm like, do you have camera? They're like, no.
Yep. Park at
I'm
your
like,
own risk.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Glad I paid you to keep my car here. That's how it is, though. You're paying for nothing. You're paying for space.
But he watched it happen and didn't even bother. Because he's like, yeah, somebody hit your car.
They're not paying him to find out.
Because it was like an SUV. Because it was like you could tell it was definitely above. Because it
crushed it down.
Crushed from the top. It was really bad. Like
I remember seeing like what happened to your car.
Yeah.
It looked like you ran into a semi truck on the freeway or something. Like
yeah.
Bad. That's bad.
Well, then it got worse because then we get back to school and then like we hug, and then because she's like, oh, and then like we're eating and she's like, oh, we gotta go, and I'm like, what? I'm like, yeah. She's like, I gotta get back to school, and I was like, oh, you have? I just assumed because it was like, I don't know, it might have been during midterms or something,
right? So
I just assumed it was like. And then we get back to school, and she immediately, because there's like Stewart, and like she like we like part ways at Stewart, and then she like goes down like to like I watch her walk down to Hart Hall, and there's a dude waiting out there, and then they go, and I'm like, and then she like goes up and hugs him, and I'm like, what the frick? She double booked.
So, well, guess if she can, and that's cruel.
That's crazy. Well, Biola, like, I mean, like, again, the ratio is like 4 girls to one guy.
Yeah.
Well, at least it was.
Who
And
knows
so
now?
I'm like, that's like a girl like going like double. That's like,
Yeah, that's pretty impressive.
but then I mean, I don't know how. Then this is like, but then I mean, so then she went and like I guess that was their first date, or maybe they'd gone on one other date. I don't know. It was always pretty fast and loose. Like if you weren't like because like again like there was 4 girls to one, so like unless you were like there was a lot of dating like going on. Like I feel like everybody just dated everybody.
Various date arrangements.
It's just a lot of date. Like I didn't because like that's one of the reasons I went to, because I never went on. I only went on dates in high school for like school dances, and I'm like, I remember going to Biola, and I'm like, if I can't get a date here, like I just fail at life. Like you're basically like there's just all kinds of stuff, and then like again, 4 girls, 1 guy. It was like 4 to 1, 3 to 1. It was like a crazy,
it was a ridiculous ratio. Yeah.
So it was like you had to be like just a total like, and like again like, and I mean like hung out with you. So there was always a large amount of, and I think so. Anyways,
that's pretty bad.
But she married that dude.
So see that's the thing. It's like high fidelity. It wasn't about you. That was her soulmate.
But what about me?
I don't know.
My car.
Just trying to make you feel better.
My
Your
car was
that's
smashed. So then I had a smashed car, and I'm like, well, that's that.
Yep. What are you gonna do?
I never got that car fixed.
Well, at that point, like, what's the point?
Like, I drove it to Wisconsin and still had the smash thing, because it would have cost. I think somebody maybe took it somewhere to get, and it was like $700. That car, like, I paid $800 for that car.
That's not worth it.
My mom and I split the cost, but still, it was an $800 car.
Right.
So I'm paying $600. I mean, we had already put in a bunch of money into it. So it's like I think it was on its second transmission. So I'm like, I'm not putting another. I don't know. So that was for a physical. It was purely physical because like the car was fine. It was purely aesthetics.
Yeah, right.
But the only thing that was annoying was all the time happened at least once a week where I'd be driving and some guy would pull up, honk. He's like, "Hey, I got a shop, or I got a buddy," and they got candy. And then I come back from like whatever. If I went to the mall, there'd be like business cards for like body shops. So it's like a magnet.
That's funny.
Especially when I got to Wisconsin, because everybody was like, "Oh," but like, yeah.
I like it when you get to the point where your car's old and beat up, because then people don't no one's gonna like cut off the car that's all beat up.
I thought that was true until my freaking neon got stolen.
Well, that's true. But I just mean like when you're driving on the freeway, no one's gonna cut you off because they know like I don't care. Go ahead, hit my car.
Oh, dude. Well,
do it. I care.
Well, that's like the other day. Some guy like completely parked way over the line to where I had to like really squeeze to get in my car. And I'm like, oh, you made the worst mistake of your life. Because as soon as I open the door, I'm just like, like just like smash. So I'm like, you park like that. I'm like, I don't give a crap about my car. Like just like crunch.
It is the nice thing about driving my truck around, because the thing is like a tank. Would have to hit like a semi truck to do anything to it.
The guy watched me do it too, and I'm like, what? I'm just trying to get into my car. He's like, oh.
Don't park close to a beat up car.
It was like in my spot. I almost had to get in my passenger side door.
Oh.
And so I'm like,
That's the nice thing about kids. Kids can like wiggle in and get stuff into tight space, you know.
I'll just start swinging those doors around because like I don't care. But best date. I don't know if I had a best. No, I had a pretty good date. It was a long time ago. Quiet. I'm thinking. Sorry.
It's all right.
It's late.
Well, you got a good bad date.
Oh wait, I have another. Can I do 2 bad dates?
All right,
instead of
do 2 bad
okay,
dates.
the good day was this girl took me out. She bought me a burrito.
There you go.
And we went to a Wilco concert.
All right.
That was pretty good.
It's good.
It's a good date.
I think it's more fun to hear bad dates is the thing.
Bad date. Another one that Phil remembers this very well. So another freaking Jeff story. Like my roommate Jeff. He was the lovable guy, but he was lovable doofus. Like doofus, like best goofus.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because he's a good guy, but
Yeah.
he's kind of a doof.
Yeah, something like that.
And so he's like, don't worry, because like we had to do a guy ride. I'm like, I think I'm gonna get Phil to, because we had these things called get your roommate a date, and depending on your roommate, that could be like a good thing or a bad thing. And
Right.
and Jeff hung out with a lot of weirdos and like less like just some characters,
Okay.
to say.
Good.
And
It's diplomatic.
So I was like, oh gosh, what? Because he's like, don't worry about it. I'm like, I think I'm gonna have Phil just pick somebody, because Phil got me many a guy red date and various.
Even though we were never roommates.
But I didn't trust, because like Steve didn't care. Steve didn't participate, and Arbin's like,
right.
dating's the devil.
Right. Somehow. Well,
That guy's married.
I know. All right, continue with your.
Sorry. Okay, so but Jeff insists. He's like, no, it's gonna be fine. And I even told him, I'm like, okay, if I have to, I gotta pre-approve this. And so the first pick, it was like a draft where I'm like, all right, first pick, and he's like, she can't do it. I'm like, dang it. So I'm like going down his list of like friends. I'm like, okay. I'm like, what about this person? No. And then I'm like, and then he's like, all right, just I found somebody. It's gonna be great. And I think he introduced me to her at lunch or something. And I'm like, all right, she seems okay. I had never met this girl before, and which is because at Biola, that's weird. Like that you never,
know everybody there.
Like it was very small school, and I never met this girl before. I think she lived up in Alpha. Is probably why. I was like on the whole opposite end of the school to girls'
a lot of effort
dorm, and like I don't bother with that. Like, so the date happens, and the date part is fine. Like we go to, I think we went to the park, and I think we played like games and stuff, and like it was a fun group date thing in the park, picnic, and everything was fine. And then she's like, "Oh, it was really great, and like really like to see you again." And so she's like, "Can I have your phone number?" So I gave her my phone number, and then like literally like 3 hours later, I get a phone call, and it's her, and she's like, "Oh, hey," and I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is great!" Like this is happening. But she's like, "Oh, I have a really big favor. I want to ask you. Can I borrow your car?" And that's a pretty common thing. Not everybody had cars at Biola.
Right.
And so I'm like, well, okay. Do you need me to drive you somewhere? She's like, oh no, I need to go on. I don't know. She gave, and I, for some reason, like bought it. And then, but then I'm like, okay, but you have to have, because then we were doing Springfest, and we needed my car because we were doing a lot of like driving around, picking up stuff, transporting things. This was right during Springfest. And so I'm like, okay, but you have to be, I need the car back by like, she's like, oh, it's only be a couple hours. And we did not, my car was gone until like we had to borrow, didn't we end up, we drove your car out, but I think we got like Justin was driving.
Because I don't remember what it was, but we needed more room than I had.
So like, I don't remember, we had to like figure out something else because we didn't have my car, and I called like no answer. And I'm like, and I called Jeff. I'm like, who? He's like, I don't know how to get a hold of her. I'm like, who is this girl? She has my car. And it was like hours. Yeah. And now I'm like, so Springfest is happening, and like it's awesome, but also I'm like, I'm like, Jeff, does she even go to Viola? He's like, yeah, she's in my whatever class or whatever. I'm like, because like, who is this girl? Why is she just like?
Did you even? I thought it was like the next day or something.
No, dude, I did not get the car back. It was like, I think it was either super late that night or the next day. Yeah. She's like, oh, here's the car, and so then I go and totally empty,
of course.
And I think we looked at she put like a few hundred miles on that.
Yeah, I think we figured she went to like San Diego.
Yeah, because it was like a lot of miles. Yeah. It was at least 200 miles.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what the crap?
So that's a bad date.
That was terrible.
Yeah.
So that's my date stories.
Sweet. And he said, thanks from Canada.
Well, you're welcome from California. From America, because it's a country.
Well, yeah. I guess he didn't
He
specify,
He's just from
the
Canada.
province. So
From the USA.
that's right.
Mario Flowers with his list of Mario stuff.
All right. What's with the anonymous post?
Put he's calling out anonymous from Canada.
All right.
Look at Mario.
Stirring up trouble there.
All right.
What do we got?
The Do-Over is another Netflix original Adam Sandler film. We just were looking at my next. We spent 20 minutes.
I still haven't finished the ridiculous.
Looking through my Netflix.
I may never. I don't know.
Pick your next president, Camacho. Not sure, or Trump.
Not sure as in Luke Wilson, not sure.
Okay.
I mean, of those, I guess Luke Wilson, right? Yeah. Not sure.
Yeah.
Because he was the smartest man alive.
What would the tagline for Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends movie? Hot, wet, and sticky. Hot.
Yeah, I get it. That's because Spider-Man and shit, yeah.
That's tough. No spoons at the drive-in. Check Amazon for metal spork. So I should carry around a spork.
Wait, you're not allowed to have spoons?
Remember the whole thing with like KFC, and there was 2 different times where they said there was a spork? Yes, and then I specifically asked, and she said to my face, yes. And then I go and I drive. I should have checked right there, but I didn't want to be a jerk because I feel like that's kind of a jerk move. Like,
here's what you can do. Say, I need an extra.
It's true. I should have done that.
Because then they're going to have to put an extra.
Well, I went back, but I went inside because I just did not trust. And I'm like, I don't want to turn this into a thing. You could just
carry around sporks with you just in case, I suppose.
I knew somebody that had like a utility spork. They sell like metal sporks on like ThinkGeek.
My kids love sporks, by the way. Like, that's just a...
Have you seen the KFC spork, by the way, now? It's like as little plastic as it could possibly...
Totally
like, what are they doing? Like, is it like totally like cutting... It's like the flimsiest little thing.
The environment.
Like, because already the spork is like a money-saving thing.
Right.
And now it's like, here's as little plastic as we can possibly...
Yeah, I wouldn't use it to eat anything too firm. Mashed potatoes is about the limit there.
Yeah. Maybe Free and Clear was supposed to be the new Keep the Cookies Cool.
Perhaps it was. But you remembered it.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Welcome to the OC, bitch, was the first words said on the OC. I just watched that, and I don't think that's true.
Maybe he's just in, like, alternate universe.
Okay. LA County lost money paying out cop and teacher lawsuits, and there are several teachers getting full paychecks while on suspensions, doing nothing in the LA Rubber Room. What's the LA Rubber Room?
Where they get suspended, but they're tenured, so they just get paid to sit and do nothing.
That's a thing.
That is a huge. LAUSD is a nightmare.
So they have suspended teachers just sitting in a room,
getting paid full salaries while they're also paying a sub to watch their class.
And then they're in a room.
Yeah.
What do they do in the room?
There's a whole like TV show made about it, like what is it called?
According to lawyer Mark Garagos.
Yeah, I think he might be the guy that's like trying to expose all this stuff. I can't talk about specifics about things that have happened, but they're bad people. Bad people.
I just can't like rubber room.
Yeah, no, that's a thing. That's a real thing.
That's completely
like there was a teacher when Janelle was working there. There was a teacher who assaulted a child and got suspended.
I remember that whole thing. And then there was a couple different like other things. Like wasn't there some like really bad stuff?
Oh,
and
then but they just because they're tenured. It takes like a huge ordeal to get them fired. So they sit in a room and get paid full pay until they get to work it out.
Can't they at least like put them in like a bad room?
No, and because it's such a huge, like gigantic bureaucratic mess, it takes forever to figure it out. So they just sit there and get paid on our tax dollars while they do nothing. And these are the people that broke the rules.
Yeah.
That did bad things. All right.
How does a speedster get tasered and captured after saving hundreds of students in the blink of an eye? Talking about X-Men, Quicksilver.
Oh.
Wasn't Apocalypse?
Yeah, Apocalypse stopped
Apocalypse can do anything.
He just like it took him a sec to like figure out what he was doing.
Figured out because he can figure out everybody's powers.
Yeah.
Former Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. characters, Marvel's Most Wanted, not picked up.
We heard about that.
How to bring back the 2 disavowed characters, just get plastic surgery. What if like they just had 2 completely different people and they're like, I'm this guy.
That is such a bummer. But in superhero world, there's billions of ways that you can have people come back. They can be dead and come back. It doesn't matter.
Well, you know where you can listen to podcasts, and if you stop listening to it, it'll come back later when you come back to
It'll
your
save
device.
your spot. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know where.
It's on Stitcher.
That's correct. You can give us a thumbs up if you listen to Radio BrendoMan on Stitcher.
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
It would be pretty nice.
We'd appreciate it.
I definitely appreciate it. We
I like
also
that.
appreciate rating and reviewing on iTunes and on Google Play Music if you're doing that.
Yeah.
And all those other things. And tell your friends.
Yeah.
'Cause that's what friends do.
Tell your wife or husband.
Or your gardener.
Tell your kids. They might be bored by it, but it depends on how old they are.
Kids might be into it. I don't know.
Probably not.
No.
My kids get bored like listening to us talk, so.
Dude, like, it's funny. Your kids will start whining if we're like,
Well, if we're
open
like
our
in a
own-
rest,rant, you and I can go on for a long time. I don't
just,
blame them.
Like we were at
I wouldn't want to listen. When I was a kid, I want to listen to two adults talk about boring stuff for hours at a time.
They start like it's funny. Why aren't you playing with us?
Yeah.
Like,
We're boring to children. I understand.
I remember the first time we really experienced that was when we were in the van taking the junior high kids, and they were all like, just like, what are you guys even talking about?
That was long before we did a show.
That's
That was
when
just us talking.
And then I'm like, oh man, what's happening? Like, is this?
Because are boring.
They were just like, what are you guys even talking about? This is the most boring thing I've ever heard.
Who knows what it was we were talking about?
I don't know.
Something dumb. Something about superheroes or something.
I think we were just talking about like old. I think we were just talking about
Bands,
video games and
video
bands
games,
and
yeah,
other
who
things
knows?
that none of this stuff that they care about. And that was like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Can you imagine now? Like now, because
Yeah.
that's the problem when you're working with is like they like you're increasingly just getting older and older.
Right.
They stay the same age.
Well, I learned a long, long time ago that like working with junior high kids or high school kids, you're never going to be cool.
No,
in their sense
can't
of
even
cool.
like
you can be a nice person
you
and
can't
cool.
and attempting to be is like that's like
That's
the worst thing you can
worst
possibly
technique,
do.
yes. You're not going to be, and if you are, you're not doing a good job at
Yeah.
your job. Like
So you just got to live with the fact that like
you can be a cool adult, but you just aren't cool on their level, and that's okay. Anyway, you know what is cool though?
the Benvie Network podcast.
Yeah, it is.
are
There's
very
a lot
cool.
of cool people in there that
Lots
even
of
junior high kids would like
Yeah.
because they're youngins.
Go to BenvieNetwork.com. Listen to all those shows.
All the shows.
And you can also make your own thing if you wanted to.
Yeah, you can.
Your own website, your own
Make your
podcast,
dream come true.
your own writing project, your
Yeah.
own business, your own Ecto Cooler homepage.
You could.
And you can all host that at DreamHost. And if you go to radiobrendo.com and click the DreamHost link, you will save $50 on your order. If you go to radiobrendo.com, click DreamHost.
You know, we already talked about Amazon Prime
If
tonight.
you want to get that Ecto Cooler.
But in addition to that, if you guys still want to help us out and you already have Prime or whatever, do your regular shopping on Amazon. After you go to our website, radiobrendo.com, and click the Amazon link, it will help us.
Yeah.
And then we'll read all the stuff you bought anonymously on the show.
We will do that.
And let's do it now. What did people buy?
We bought some stuff.
People bought some stuff.
We got the Black Dahlia book.
Okay.
I don't know if this is maybe a comic. No, yes.
Yeah, looks like a
It's
graphic
a graphic novel.
Nice.
Number 1, new release.
That's cool.
Pretty cool. By David Fincher. What?
It's probably based on like the movie, I'm gonna guess.
It's a gripping novel by adaptation of the best-selling novel. Oh yeah, it's David Fincher worked on this.
Interesting.
Worked at length to preserve much of our original dialogue.
That's cool.
So this is like David Fincher working on a comic book.
Very, very cool.
And also Matt's. Oh, that's James Elroy is the author. Miles Hyman is the illustrator. Yeah, Matt's is his name. M-A-T-Z.
Huh.
It's comic book guys.
Cool. He only needs one name.
I was just reading today about. Okay, so I tweeted about this today.
Okay.
Do you like the Blumhouse Facebook page?
I don't know.
They're always posting like crazy. Like they have a really cool website where it's just all this weird, spooky. It's like Cracked, but just mostly like weird stuff.
Okay.
Because like I think that's like how like he's always got this website where it's like all these cool articles. So one of the things, it was an article, and all it was like old Unsolved Mysteries clips.
Oh.
Unsolved Mysteries is no wonder I was like, so my tweet was like, no wonder I was a scared, nervous child, because like you watch Unsolved Mysteries, they're terrifying, because basically what it's teaching you is if you go outside, you're gonna get murdered and or kidnapped.
And no one will ever know what happened.
And if you're in your house, ghosts are gonna come, and aliens.
Right.
Ghosts, aliens, other supernatural forces are coming to your, like when you wake. There was one I remember that scared the crap out of me forever. Where it was a kid, and he said he woke up, and when he woke up, there was an alien at the foot of his bed, and then the alien did all this weird stuff to him. Like if I woke up and anything was standing in my bed, let alone an alien, I would die.
I would oh gosh.
Oh, but imagine I'm like 8 or 9, and
my shirt just like shifted right now, and I just got like the worst shivers. It's so jumpy, like just thinking about the idea, like as I'm
such
thinking
a dork.
You're such a dork. Just thinking of waking up and something being by your bed, I would.
And they had those crazy,
even if it was a person.
And then they had like
it was anything,
the recreation, like the recreations and like the reenactments.
Reenactments
were like always, and then like but the murder stuff was pretty insane.
No, I'm not kidding. As he was talking about that, okay, I'll give you the backstory. For full disclosure, on Radio BrendoMan, I weighed in this week, right? And in doing so, I was determined to win because there was quite a good pot at stake. So I shaved, I cut my hair short, and I may or may not have shaved off a significant amount of body hair.
So your whole body's out of whack.
So here's the thing. My back hair has not been shaved, I don't know, I mean, probably like 5 years or something like that.
Who shaved your back?
My wife.
You get your
She wanted me to win too. This was a mutual decision. I was like, "You sure?"
That's
She's
like
I want you to win. We were in this together, right? So here's what's happened. In the week since then, my hair has grown back a little bit, and it's right now it's like back stubble, right? So A, it's itchy, but B, my shirt keeps catching on it. So if I'm sitting still, I'll notice all of a sudden
like somebody's touching
it pops, and it feels like someone's tapping my shoulder. It's been happening to me all week. And normally it's just like, but normally it's not too bad. But so right now you're talking and you're saying, and I'm picturing like someone standing at the foot of your bed, and all of a sudden my shirt pops like someone touched me, and it seriously gave me the shivers. Like, oh, and then I realized like instantly it's my shirt, but it was just enough to give me the shivers. So yes, it was real, and it's legitimate, and it's because of shaved back hair. Don't shave your back if you're not.
But even like,
you're jumpy.
So even like but then I was like, but like just watching some of these clips, even the reenactments of like, because a lot of it is like because it's unsolved. So it's like this guy went outside and then he was never seen from again, or like this guy probably got killed by this guy, but they can't prove it. And like this guy got murdered and this guy got attacked. And then there was this one where like it was these two dudes where like they thought it was like a suicide, where they just, because like they said, so like they were like on the train tracks, and they thought they like laid on the train tracks and the train ran over him,
right?
And like, but then and the police quickly like were like, oh, suicide, and then they're like, and then the parents like got him to reopen the case because they're like, you guys really kind of brush this under the rug, because they're like, our sons, they weren't suicidal, like they were good, these are good kids and like whatever, and then they find out like they because again they just open and shut. So then they actually do, because they hadn't even done like an autopsy or anything, they realized, oh, one of these guys was stabbed and one of them was like knocked out by like tranquilizers, like so they were like thrown in front of the and then it turned out like, so then they don't know what, that's all they know, that like these guys were put in front of and then like they did, then like this one like federal guy like dug around and then it turned out like the police force in the town was like basically the prevailing theory, which they can never prove, that the FBI can never prove, is that the police were like in league with like the drug dealers in the town, and these guys saw like a deal, and then they like killed them and then covered it up.
So once again, they were in the wrong place.
And I'm just like, this, and these are like kids, again, kids. And then another scary one was like, and this was like famous because I've heard about this and like famous unsolved, like, you know, there's like cracked articles and other
right.
things and like Wikipedia articles, and like the idea of like somebody just disappearing off the face of the earth is like both terrifying but also kind of like how does that happen?
It's
And
kind
like
of fascinating, but
like
also like just
and then like so there's this one where it was like this girl who got kidnapped as a kid. She's on her bike, and well, she was like a teenager.
okay.
And then like 2 years later, at like and like this picture, if it's real, it's like it's the most creepy picture ever. But there's a lot of like speculation on the internet that this picture isn't even real. So somebody so like this girl disappears.
Right.
And then at like a convenience store like in the area, like 2 years later, somebody finds this is like outside a convenience store. It's a Polaroid, and it's like a girl and then another kid, like a boy, and they're like bound and like they have like duct tape, and they're just like looking at the camera. I know, like this. And then like another picture resurfaced like a few years, and the mom insists that it's the daughter, but like photo analysts, like one, they can't tell if it's like, because I mean it could have been a staged, like it could be something, and then like, but then they can't tell if it's her, and then there's like all kinds of rumors about like, and like another picture, and then there's like another where this girl, like there's like the other crazy one was there's like a car crash. So I'm watching all these and I'm just like, oh my gosh, this is freaking insane. So there's a car crash, and like, so this guy, they have a head-on collision, and the guy like watches this girl just gets out of the car and then just like takes off. And then she's never seen or heard from again. Weird. And they can't find no body, like nothing. And then there's like, then they interviewed people, and apparently like there's sightings of her like all up and down like the Northwest, like hitchhiking, and they think she's like just confused and like has just been going around hitchhiking for the last like how many years. And this was over the course of like, I'm like, how does this happen?
Like the Twilight Zone episode of The Hitchhiker.
But like, I don't know.
Okay, my one observation.
Also, the other thing, like every like, especially like this is like women getting murdered, like never ever hitchhike ever. Hitchhiking equals death.
I think people know that by now.
But people keep doing it.
I don't know. Okay, my one observation about the lady saying, I know that was my daughter, blah, blah, blah. It's especially if it's like a bad photo, it's like not clear.
Well, no, it's a pretty clear photo.
Like, okay, but here's the thing. Today, I went to go pick up Audrey, and they had like field day, right?
Yeah.
And so for field day, they gave all the kids matching T-shirts.
Yeah.
So I'm looking out like in a crowd of kids' faces. I didn't, but I'm looking out there, and I'm like, I couldn't pick her out of the crowd right now. Like, it's hard to like. And you see, like, oh, that blonde. Oh no, it's not her. I mean, I see when I'm looking up close, but even your own kid, if it's been a few years and it's kind of a blurry picture,
well, that's the whole thing.
But
either way, there's a picture of these two kids
super creepy,
bound and gagged in the back of what appears to be the back of a. Like, that's crazy.
That's horrible.
But I don't know. But and then like the pictures, it's like burned in my brain now, and I wish I hadn't looked at it. But they show it in the Unsolved Mysteries, and then like they had it on this article, and like it's crazy. But the reason why I talk about this is because I had never. So have you heard about the Cleveland torso murder? This is like in the 30s.
Maybe I've read.
So it's famous because it's the case that broke Elliot Ness. Like after the Untouchables, and he got assigned to this murder case, and it was this serial killer that, like, the reason why it's called a torso killer is because he cut his victims in half. So they find his torso, and he took the heads. Oof. And then like Elliot Ness spent like the last part, and they never caught him. And it broke Elliot. Like he died a broken man because it was his unsolvable case. And even after he'd done all that, like, you know, he's the man that, like, you know, with Al Capone and all that other stuff and the Untouchable, like, and then like, so anyways. But there's a prevailing theory that I had never heard. But then when I started looking at these articles, even Unsolved Mysteries brought it up. So that got me looking. And it is a pretty prevailing theory that the torso killer is the same person as the Black Dahlia. And he went out. That's why he didn't catch him. He moved out west because they are very similar. It's very similar.
He started in New York.
Yeah.
And went to the out west.
Yeah.
Same.
No, it was Cleveland. It was Ohio.
Oh, okay.
We coming up with some dumb.
Well, I was just gonna say it's the same like progression as Fievel. Started out in the east and moved out west.
Is this where you're going?
That's where I was going. So
Fievel goes talk about like a.
Yeah, maybe that's what they base the progression there on. I don't know.
That's really weird.
Could be. What else do people buy? We've been talking about like one thing on Amazon.
Well, I was just thinking about this Black Dahlia thing, and I had never heard the theory, but it's a very prevailing theory.
All right. Now I'm all scared tonight.
But if you like, whoever got this Black Dahlia, if you like that, you should get Bendis. It was Brian Michael Bendis before he did Powers. He made the graphic novel Torso about it. It's like a graphic novelization version of that story, but it's a real thing. It's just like Black Dahlia, real thing. Black Dahlia murder is pretty nuts.
Yeah.
And then never caught.
Yeah.
It's crazy that there's these huge, crazy, and like they never caught this, and then like that gets you. You start looking at unsolved murders, and then you start getting into like Zodiac and all those other things, and like because like the Zodiac case is completely insane.
Yeah, do you want me to never sleep tonight? That's what you want. Isn't
then
it?
The fact that like there's a lot of weird, like not weird, but like a lot of like there's a lot of bad things out there.
There is. There's a lot of bad things out there.
But it's still like the odd, but then it's still like astronomical odds. But just the fact that it happens is enough to be like, ugh.
Yeah.
What is wrong with this?
Ugh.
Like, but then like just by being a dude, we already like our odds go astronomically even higher.
Probably a large dude helps too.
Because like again, a lot of these, especially unsolved mystery cases, it's like women alone at night. Ugh, I don't like it.
It's the worst.
Sucks.
All right, what else do people buy?
StarTech.com headset adapter for headsets. Headset adapter for headsets with separate headphone microphone plugs. Who knows what this is?
Probably just a little.
It's like a little adapter plug. It
Yep.
is. It's like a little plug
They
thing.
really didn't have to. It's just a wide cable for 1/4 inch cables.
No, Phil, it's a
headset
adapter for. It's a headset adapter for headsets.
Oh, I'm glad to know that they clarified that.
With separate headphone microphone plugs. I don't even think they described their product correctly.
I mean, no.
I mean, I guess it's a headphone and a microphone jack, but that wouldn't even make sense.
I don't know.
This doesn't make sense.
I don't want to think about it too much.
Dear God, you suck.
That's a Kindle ebook?
What do you think?
What is that?
It is a book called Dear God, You Suck. Oh, this is like some like atheist book, I guess. Yeah. This is probably one of the shortest and most damning books against the invisible man in the sky god.
How short is it?
Wait, this isn't even this is a very poorly written, even the description is poor.
Yeah.
Because invisible man in the sky god. Like that sentence, what is it?
It's not really a sentence. Well, I guess it is.
That invisible man in the sky god. Even though we can't see or hear him, he's in every facet of modern life. It's high time that people take a real look at that. This is a book where basically I take God to task for all the stupidity he's attached to. Is this like somebody's blog post in book form? It's only 45 pages. 41 pages.
Interesting. Well, that is written by the author, so I'm curious. It's probably someone's friend.
Like the paradox of paradise, where I prove that heaven will eventually become hell.
It's probably someone's friend.
All right.
Well, interesting.
There you go.
41 pages, though. That's a quick read. You can find out what they think very quickly. And that's it.
That's it.
Well, thank you guys for buying stuff this week. Keep up the good work.
Yeah.
We appreciate it. Summer months are usually slower. But you know what? Keep your Amazon wish list updated. Because you never know when someone will want to buy you something. And then you might get the wrong thing if you don't have it updated.
Yeah.
Oh, just general advice. Just saying.
General advice.
Just helping people out, man. It's free advice.
For people that may or may not be listening to the show that are going to get some interesting birthday presents.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at there. Keep it up to date or be careful what you wish for.
Hey, you put things on there.
You might get it.
You might get it if I'm shopping for you.
That's right. Or go the route that Brendan and I have, where you just put hundreds and hundreds of things on there.
All price ranges.
So that
I got all things.
If anyone ever wants to get something, there's options.
You can give me. I think I got some like $1 things.
Yeah. You got dollar items. You got $100 items. Everything in between.
I got more than $100.
Well, probably so. Who knows?
I'm so tempted to get the Beverly Hills 90210 box set.
Did you have it like in so many formats already?
No, I never finished getting the DVDs because I kept thinking the box set was going to come out, and then I sold some of them. I only have season 1 now, and then I know Janelle has all of them. So really, but this one, it's like this This is the complete series set. It has extra stuff.
Does it have those guys like commenting on it?
They only did the first 2 seasons.
But does it have those in there?
Well, yeah.
It has that, okay.
But it also has other stuff just for the series set. And it comes, but it's also all the music is still replaced.
Yeah,
and
see?
I've been around the world. I've been with every girl.
But how many, I mean, like, are you going to actually watch the DVDs, though?
Well, it's just getting a pain in the butt to watch because now that I'm on, like, season 7, there's bigger gaps where, like, episodes are missing.
But this has all the episodes.
And it has all the episodes.
All right, okay. Well, that's
so then I have to
reasonable.
like go on the streaming thing, and I'm like, I think that's my computer is being stupid. So go on these shady websites.
Yeah, it could be something there.
I don't know. It's fine. We got scanners. We got stuff.
Well, we
Protected.
should. Yeah, you're fine. You're fine. But we should.
We gotta keep moving.
We should move it. We should call it for today.
Calling it for today, and be sure to tune in on Friday.
Yes.
Just pushing everything a day.
Little odd schedule this week for many things. So thanks for your patience and understanding.
Yep. But be sure to go to RadioBrendo.com for all your Radio Brendo Man stuff. And go to BenvyNetwork.com, MandarinOrangeShow.com.
Sweet.
MBWS.
Yeah.
Another episode in the can.
Sweet.
We got some big MBWS news that I'll be talking about next episode.
Okay.
And I don't know, just check out all the other stuff.
Yeah. Thanks for listening. Thanks for buying stuff.
And send in your reader mail in the contact form at radiobrendo.com or BrendoMan@gmail or radiobrendoman@gmail.com.
Also good.
All of them are good. Facebook.
You name it. We'll read it.
Unless you don't send it to us.
True. If you send it to some other show, we won't be reading it.
You can name it. What if you name it?
I don't know. Name it something.
Name it Bill.
Name it whatever you want. Frank.
Just as long as you send it our way.
That's right.
And I think that's going to do it. So for Radio Brendo Man, I'm Brendan Creasy.
And I'm Phil Vecchio.
Have a good one, everybody. I don't want to do another one. It's 11 o'clock.
We can do it fast.
It's 11 o'clock. It's an hour past my bedtime.
Well, we started late.
I can't. I'm really tired. Can you come back tomorrow?
I can't tomorrow.
What about Thursday?
It's possible. It's just like so much. The kids have dentist appointments.
I'm tired.
I know. I just don't know. Like there's so
Well,
much.
We're only doing one episode this week, so I don't want to do another one.
If we just do like 20 minutes, just
That's
do it
not.
fast.
No, I'm not.
No. Okay.
That is not even worth it.
Okay.
Fine. You know what? I'm good now. You seriously just gave me my second win by suggesting we do a stupid 20-minute episode.
Okay. It's up to you. I'm
tired.
All right.
You're the one that's always complaining you're tired, and you get your way when you pull the tired car. But when I pull it, you're always just like, oh, no.
Okay.
Start hemming and hawing, do your thing. The moment you do it, I have to kowtow to whatever you say.
All right, I'm kowtowing. We let you go to bed. For sure.
Well, if you're not going to be able to do it, then we don't have any choice.
I have to check with Janelle because it is such a crazy time. She's got to move out of her classroom. Got dentist appointments. We're packing to leave. It's possible. Gosh,
let's just freaking do it.
But I don't want you to be miserable. So.
Well, I'm going to be miserable either way. So.
All right.
And just already I can tell that, like, if I let you, you're not coming back. Like,
I know it's like
I just don't like the fact that, like, you can pull the tired card and everything gets shut down.
You can pull it.
No, I'm not. You're doing your manipulative.
I'm not manipulating anything.
Yes, you are.
I just don't know about it. I really don't. I just don't know. Like, this week is so nuts. So I just don't want to. I don't want to promise anything because I don't know what day is going to work.
So annoying.
I'm not trying to be annoying, I promise. It's the end of the school year. So it's a bad time.
Everything's a bad time.
I know it's hard. It's hard. Oh, It's up to you. We can do a full one. We could try to go shorter, or I can try to come back. Can try to phone it in or something.
You're gonna phone it in?
I don't know. I'm just.
What do you phone it in?
You know what I mean? Like online. Not literally.
If you can do that, you can come over here.
I mean, like from our trip or something.
What? No.
Okay, I don't know.
We need an episode for Friday.
Okay.
How can you do one from your trip when your trip's not till Sunday? What are you talking about?
I don't know. I'm just trying to be flexible.
Oh my gosh, you sound like completely out of it.
I am.
We shouldn't be doing an
episode. I realized
episode.
Yesterday was like my worst day of
All
my
right,
life.
I'm calling it. Like
So,
we're done.
all right. It's up to you.
I agree with Josh. This isn't worth any of this.
You know what I went through yesterday. Like, I'm not trying to be weird. I cannot guarantee what's going on this week.
I gotta go to bed.
All right, that's good.
I seriously slept like 4 hours last night.
Okay.
But you don't know why because I haven't talked about it yet. But I can't.
Okay. If I can do it another night this week, I will definitely do it because it'll be shorter, so that'll be good.
It's like 50 minutes.
It's not. We never actually get it done that fast.
We could have already started a new one.
But it's okay. It's very possible. I will do my best. It's possible even tomorrow night. I'll see. We'll do it. We'll make it happen. We'll figure it out. You need to get to bed. I should go to bed. We'll figure it out.
Ugh.
You're tired. You need work. You need to work.
Yeah. All right.
All right. We got a good one in the can. We'll make the next one happen.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, but I mean,
I'm sure we can figure it out.
you already said you said you're not sure.
I don't know. I want you to get the rest that you need.
Yeah, but then I'm like all restless because I'm like, then we're only gonna have one episode this week.
No, I'm sure we can make it happen. Maybe we can do. Well, it would have to be tomorrow or Thursday. We'll make it happen. It'll be cool. We'll figure it out.
When are you done? When are you done tomorrow?
Am I done tomorrow?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Like with all your stuff.
I don't know.
What are you doing at 8:00 tomorrow night?
Well, it's not so much what I'm doing at 8:00 tomorrow night. It's what the next day. Well, tomorrow night because we skipped recording our show tonight, so we're recording our show tomorrow night.
We're not going to be able to do it.
But Thursday's a possibility. I think that could work. I could do Thursday.
All right.
It's for an hour.
All right.
If we can make it fast, we'll make it happen. We'll do Thursday.
All right.
Let's do it.
All right. See you later, Josh.
Don't worry, YouTube. It's all okay.
It's fine. I'm just tired. And
it's 41 grams of sugar hitting you at 11 o'clock at night.
No.
Or dropping out of you, or however that works.
It wasn't that. It's like I didn't sleep much last night,
all right.
And I'm tired, and
get some sleep.
It's already past my normal bedtime.
Past your bedtime.
Well, I'm talking about bedtime so that I get 8 hours of sleep.
I know.
And if I'm already at 7 and losing going down,
we'll do it now.
Like I get up at 6 o'clock.
Me too. I know.
So, all right.
All right. Good night, YouTube.